Hello students, your teacher here, Mr. Sarasinski, for another episode of Algebra 1, Solving Multi-Step Equations. So this is the introduction to the Unit 2, first lesson. Unit 2 is titled Solving Multi-Step Equations and Inequalities. And so here we go. Let's kick this off with a little review from the last unit. First thing, when we're solving a multi-step equation is to distribute. So yes, I'm talking about the distributive property. Okay. And this is only if necessary. If there aren't parentheses, you don't have to distribute. Okay, number 2. Combine like terms. We had a whole lesson on this in Unit 1. Like terms are terms that have the same variable with the same exponent. And step number 3, solve. Okay, so this means getting the variable on one side by itself and isolating it and seeing what it's equal to. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, 9x plus 1 minus 7x minus 5 equals negative 20. I have two sets of like terms here. 9x minus 7x is 2x, and 1 minus 5 is negative 4 equals negative 20. All right, we got to get the variable by itself. So add 4 to both sides. 2x equals 16. And since 2 is dividing or being multiplied by x, we're going to divide it by both sides. 16 divided by 2, and x equals 8. And this should be, careful with your signs, negative 8, okay, because that was negative 16. Number 2, distribute. Negative 7 times 3a is negative 21a. Negative 7 times negative 1 is positive 7 equals 91. Subtract 7 from both sides. Those cancel. 91 minus 7 is 83 equals negative 21a. I'm sorry, 84. And since negative 21 is being multiplied by a, I'm going to divide it on both sides. And a equals negative 4. Number 3. Let me erase this. Okay. Number 3. Distribute. Negative 5 times 3m is negative 15m. And negative 5 times 10 is negative 50. Equals 120. Equals 126. 4m. Okay, just bring the rest down. All right, combine like terms. So 4m minus 15m is negative 11m minus 50 equals 126. Add 50 to both sides. So we have negative 11m equals 176. And if we divide by negative 11 on both sides, then we get, let's see, 7. So it's 10 is 110. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to have to use a calculator. 176 divided by 11 is 16. And since the 11 is negative, this is negative 16. All right, number 4. Let me just erase some of this. Ooh, we got multiple distributions here, and be very careful on this center distribution. That is a negative number, and we need to, that is like a -1, so we need to distribute that to both terms in the second parentheses. Don't forget. Okay, here we go. So -3 times k is -3k. I'll try to be really good with my handwriting here, as good as I can be. -3 times -8 is positive 24. -1 times k is -1k. And you don't have to put 1, but I'll do it just for you guys so you can see, but you don't have to. -1 times 5 is -5 equals 23. Okay. Now, let's combine like terms. We have -3k and -1k, and 24 and -5. -3k minus 1k is -4k, and 24 minus 5 is 19, equals 23. Subtract 19 from both sides, and we have -4k equals 4. Sorry about that, got a phone call. So -4k equals 4, divide by -4 on both sides, and k equals -1. Okay. Number 5, let me erase some here. All right, let me distribute. Oh, they flipped sides. Everything's on the right now. So tricky. -6 times 2 is -12x. -6 times 5 is -30. And we already had 10x out there. Equals 20. Combine like terms, 10x and -12x. That is -2x minus 30 equals 20. Add 30 to both sides. 50 equals -2x. Divide by -2. And x equals -25. All right, next page. Number 6. Distribute 8 times 2w and 8 times -1. 8 times 2w is 16w. 8 times -1 is -8. Minus 4w. Bring the rest down. Combine like terms. 16w minus 4w is 12w minus 8 equals -16. -116. Ooh, it's a big difference. Add 8 to both sides. So we're isolating the variable. 12w, -116 plus 8. That's like 116 minus 8. And then make it negative. So that is -108. And 108 divided by 12 is 9. And since we're dividing a negative by a positive, we should have a negative answer. All right, number 7. We have a negative in front of the parentheses, so that's like a -1, and we have to distribute that. So -1 times 2h is -2h, and -1 times -1 is +1. And then I'm just going to bring everything else down. Okay, need to combine like terms. So 11H minus 2H is 9H. There's that lovely air conditioner, that humming sound that we've grown to enjoy. Subtract 1 from both sides. 9H equals 117. And I've got my handy dandy calculator here to tell me that 117 divided by 9 is 13. Positive divided by a positive is a positive. Okay. Number 8. Ooh, we've got a fraction to distribute. Super tricky. 1/2 times 10x, that is 5x. 1/2 times -2 is -1. And then bring everything else down. Okay. Combine like terms, 5x and 3x. 5x plus 3x is 8x minus 1 equals -25. Add 1 to both sides. -24 equals 8x. Divide by 8. The 8's cancel out on the right, and -24 divided by 8 equals -3. Number 9. Distribute the -5/2. So I'm going to do a little work here just showing you how to multiply fractions in case you're something you struggle with or you want to learn how to do it without using the calculator. So -5/2 times 8, because we're going to distribute, right?
-5/2 times 8 is -20.
Hush, Siri. -5/2 times 8 is like 8/1. Now, when you multiply these, you can cross simplify. -5 times 4 is -20/1, or just -20. Okay. So, -5/2 times 8r is -20r. -5/2 times 6, -6. Well, -6 times, or -6 would cross simplify to 3, right? So -5/2 times -6/1. These cross simplify. And -5 times -3 is +15. Okay. And then I'm going to bring the rest of the stuff down. We have 7 in front plus 2r equals 32. All right. So combine like terms, 7 and 15. And -20r and 2r. 7 and 15 are 22. Minus 18r, -20 plus 2, equals 32. Subtract 22 from both sides. Always get rid of the constant term first. Okay, so get rid of that number that's just floating around with the variable. Okay. -18r equals 10. Divide by -18. And r equals -10/18. Whenever you have a fraction that's negative, always put the negative in the numerator. And this simplifies. Divide both by 2. That's -5/9. And that is your answer. Okay. Last one here that we have, and it is a translate and solve problem. 5 times the difference. So we're going to pick apart this. 5 times the difference. 5 times the difference of. 5 times the difference of. Twice a number and 3. Oh, it's difference. Should be subtraction. Decreased by the sum of a number and 8 is or equals 13. Okay, this is a massive problem here. Two distributions combining like terms, isolate the variable. Here we go. 5 times 2n is 10n. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Negative 1 times n is negative n. Negative 1 times 8 is negative 8 equals 13. Combine like terms. 10n minus n is 9n. Negative 15 minus 8 is negative 23 equals 13. Add 23 to both sides. 9n equals 36, and then divide by 9. N equals 4. Yay! Go back and watch that one again. If you missed anything, make sure you slowly read these translation problems. This was a more complex one. You won't see many like that on your quizzes or tests, but it's always good practice to get the really hard ones in the homework. I hope this helps you on your homework assignment. If you need any help, as always, join in on my Teams meeting. This is the way. Bye.